Hi, welcome to Clarity 16.1.1 Supportability and Feature Training. My name is Santosh Panchali and I'm a product manager of Clarity. In this session, we will review the new public API for inbound financial transactions. So, what's new? In this release, we are introducing a new public API that helps importing financial transactions from external systems into Clarity. You may think of it as a parallel to functionality that is available through Xog. And the reason this is important is, until last release, Xog is the only way to import financial transactions in their preliminary or raw stage. However, modern systems that integrate with Clarity demand a more modern way to import that data, and hence we are introducing a new RESTful API to manage importing such data, which can now be used in addition to Xog. Now, let's get into a little more details. A new API endpoint called Inbound Transactions is now available. It can be accessed by users who have financial process transaction entry right. And these are the fields supported by the API. In addition to post method that helps importing the transactions from external systems, the API also supports get method that helps in viewing the details of the imported transactions. More details about each field that the API supports can be found in the API documentation. And these are the sample payload for post request and response from GET requests, which we shall see in more detail shortly. All right, let's have a quick demonstration of the API. Here, I'm using an API client called Postman. You may use any API client of your choice. Let's start importing a transaction. For that, I'll have to choose the post method. Here is the API endpoint URL that I specified. Notice the word inbound transactions in the endpoint. I have already provided the authorization here. And here I have provided the most important part of this request, that is the payload. The top 9 attributes or so provided here are the required attributes that must be specified for the request to work. In addition, other optional attributes may be specified based on the need. Let us go ahead and execute this request. The request got executed successfully, as can be seen from this status. And the response provides internal ID of the transaction that has been imported. Now, let's review the transaction that we just imported. For that, I'll have to choose the GET method as you may have expected, with the API URL specifying the ID of the transaction. Let us go ahead and execute this request. And here, we can view the details of the transaction that we just imported. Multiple transactions can also be imported in a single request. For that, here I'm providing payload for 3 transactions in a bulk notation. Let us go ahead and execute this request. As we can see, the request is successful and the response includes the ID of the 3 transactions that were just imported. Similarly, we can retrieve details about multiple transactions in one go and request for attributes that we are interested in by using the fields parameter like here. And here is the response for such a request. While not being demonstrated here, the API supports all standard capabilities of Clarity RESTful APIs. This concludes the session on Inbound Transactions API. Thank you.